Hello friends, hope you are doing good. Today we'll be discussing on the role of stakeholders in business. Every business organization design their strategic management process for achieving their strategic intent. Sometimes the strategic decisions may affect positively and sometimes negatively to its stakeholder. Hence, every business must consider the expectations or stakes of their stakeholders before taking any strategic decision. So, let us understand what the stakeholders are and what are their stakes, that is role in business decisions. We know that business management is a process of planning, organizing, directing and controlling the activities of businesses to achieve its financial goals and objectives. And every business organization is responsible to its stakeholder and they are trying to create maximum value for them so as to retain interest of the stakeholder and remain sustainable in the competitive environment. Let us understand what are stakeholders. So, a stakeholder is an individual or group of people or an organization that has their direct or indirect interest in any business outcome, project or policy and can impact or get impacted by the business outcome positively or negatively. The stakeholders can be internal or external to the organization. Stakeholders have a vested interest in the organization's decision making and activities and can have a significant influence on it. No business or project can be successful without the presence and input of stakeholders. And hence, consideration of the stakeholders during the process of business decision making, that is strategic management process, is very important. Let us understand the example of stakeholder and their role in any business. For a manufacturing plant, we will divide its stakeholder in internal and external stakeholder category. Internal stakeholders will be its employees, its staff like cleaning staff, security guards, etc., its management, board of directors and its shareholders. Similarly, the external stakeholders can be the community, the society, even the government and customers. Let us understand their interest or stake in the manufacturing plant and their positive and negative impact. So, the employees who are working for the organization can positively affect the outcome of manufacturing organization by contributing in producing quality products and by following the norms designed by the company. Similarly, the shareholders can invest in that company and positively affect by contributing in its capital for business growth. But if the employees don't get job satisfaction, good salaries or better work condition, will not work in the good health and may affect negatively to the manufacturing plant by affecting its productivity. Similarly, if the shareholders are not getting good return on their investment, they may withdraw their investment and may affect negatively to the businesses. Similarly, if we take community as example of external stakeholder, if community is getting good job opportunities in that manufacturing plant, if the manufacturing plant is not polluting the surrounding where this community is living, then the community will positively support to the manufacturing plant. But if the plant is affecting negatively to the community by polluting the environment, then the society may not allow the plant to work properly. Similarly, customers, if they are getting good quality product and if they are satisfied, by positive word of mouth they can contribute in the growth, and if they are not satisfied, then by negative word of mouth can affect their business. Simply, stakeholders can affect or may get affected positively or negatively by the business organization strategic decisions, and hence these stakeholders must be considered in the strategic management process. Let us understand how the stakeholders can be classified. So, we can have two different ways of classification of the stakeholder. The first is where we can broadly classify the stakeholders as internal or external stakeholders and primary or secondary stakeholders. Similarly, from business point of view, the business stakeholders can be grouped as capital market stakeholder, product market stakeholder, organizational stakeholders and secondary stakeholders. Now all these different stakeholders will have different expectations from the business organization, such as in case of capital market stakeholder, which includes stock market investors, their expectations will be preserving and growing their investment, and they should able to get maximum return on their investment, for which the organizations need to develop competitive strategies and enjoy growth and profitability regularly. Similarly, the product market stakeholders includes customers, retailers, suppliers, etc. The customers expects to get good quality product at lowest possible price and continuous availability of the product in the market. Similarly, retailers and wholesalers expect that the organization should be constantly supplying products to them. Organization must be growing. The organization should also create product demand in the market, and they should be able to do more business and earn more profitability. In case of organizational stakeholders, the owner expects that the organization should give them the good return on their investment. Their business should run for a longer period of time. Employees and managers expects to get growing secured career, promotions, increments, good work-life balance, etc. Staffs expect to get good working conditions and resource support for effective working. In case of secondary stakeholders, as discussed above, the community expects to get good job opportunities and hygienic environment. Competitors expects ethical business environment, healthy competition. Government expects the organization should be paying regularly taxes, opportunities for employability to the people, and abiding to the regulatory requirement, etc. Here I have mentioned the same thing in short for your better understanding what the expectation that the stakeholders will have from the businesses. If their expectations are not fulfilled, they can negatively affect the business outcome. Hence, it is important for the business organization to consider the stakeholders before taking any strategic decisions. Let us briefly understand the power, impact, interest grid of stakeholders for consideration of stakeholders in the strategic decision making. On y-axis we have power and impact, and on x-axis we have interest of the stakeholders. If we look at the topmost left grid, which shows stakeholders that have high power and influence but low interest, means these stakeholders can impact positively or negatively on larger level, hence they must be kept satisfied. The right and top corner shows high power and high interest. They are the employees, board of directors, owner, and hence they are the key players. They must be engaged closely and their expectations must be considered on priority. Similarly, depending upon the power and interest of the stakeholders, every business organization must consider their stakeholders before taking any strategic decision so as to protect themselves from the negative impact, and the stakeholders should also contribute positively in performance of the organization. In my next video, we will be discussing on CSFs, KPIs and KRS and how they are important in performance of any business organization. So stay connected. Thank you.